Hi, in this video, I just want to talk to you about how you make the most of any money you've got, your safe, secure, rainy day funds. How do you get those working so you get the best return on them? You see, here's the thing. What do wealthy people talk about with each other? They talk about money. So if I'm talking to somebody else that's wealthy, I'm like, you're doing that in the stock market? That's amazing. Can you show me? And I'm like, yeah, and I'm doing this in property. And they go, that's amazing. Will you show me? And we start to share and talk about wealth. Most people never talk about money. You know, if you had a dinner party and all your family were around there, you wouldn't turn to your brother-in-law and say, hey, what are you earning? Right in front of everybody else. But when you go to a wealthy person's dinner party, that's exactly what's happening. And they're talking about what they're earning, and they're talking about how they're making the money, and they're talking about how they make their money work harder. So in this video, I just want to show you one technique, a really great technique for making your money work harder, what I call your safe, secure money, your rainy day money. Now, it's not the money that you need in case something happens tomorrow, bang. You know, in case tomorrow all of a sudden you need a few £1,000s, it's not that money. But it's the money you need access to within the next 6 to 8 months that needs to be around, safe, secure money that needs to be around. And on that type of money, safe, secure money, you see, I'm earning 8% right now. Okay, so most people are earning, let's say, 1% in their savings account if they're lucky, sometimes 0.75%, 0.75. Okay, with inflation, you're actually losing money month on month. So wouldn't it be great if you could be earning 8%? That's 8 times the amount. Okay, so let me show you how this works. With security, with safety, safe, secure portfolio planning. So, here's a house. Okay. At the Insight Group, we're awesome at finding great houses. So this house might be worth £100,000, but somebody is able to buy it. One of our clients is able to buy it for £85,000 because we've negotiated really, really well. By the way, it might be up for sale at 107 to 110k on Rightmove, but it's actually genuinely worth 100. That's what it would sell for on the open market in 2 to 3 months, and therefore our client's not paying more than £85,000 in this example to buy this house. Okay. Now the client comes along and the vendor says, I'm happy to sell you the house for that big discount, but only if you can get this done fast, in the next 2 weeks, let's say. And our client goes, well, that's great, I can do that. However, they know they can't get a mortgage set up and in place within 2 weeks. So they're going to put a deposit down on this property. And then in this example, if they put a 25% deposit down, they'd be borrowing 63,500, so £63,500 they'd be borrowing on a mortgage. But they can't get a mortgage in place in time, but this is a great deal they don't want to miss out. So what happens is they come to me, for example, in this example, okay, but it could be someone coming to you and they say, hey, will you lend me the £63,500? And I said, you know what? I'm happy to lend you the £63,500 providing I get the following. The first thing I want is a first charge. I am becoming, in effect, the mortgage lender. So first charge means I'm lending £63,500 against a property worth 100. If they don't pay me, if they miss a payment, I can take the property from them. So that first charge gives me the exact same security that a mortgage company would ask for. And currently mortgage companies will lend 75% of the value. And they lend 75% of the value at a rate around 2.5%. In residential market, less than 2%. But here I'm going to charge 8%. So first of all, I've got first legal charge. I lend this money. I say you can borrow the money for 6 to 8 months. Why that long? The reason it's 6 to 8 months is when somebody buys this, in effect, they'll become a cash buyer as far as the mortgage market's concerned. They've used our money for the deposit. They've bought the house. They've put their own money down themselves. They've bought the house. When you're a cash buyer, you have to wait 6 months before you can then put your own mortgage on the property. Now, they want to pay me back because they don't want to keep paying me 8%. So they wait 6 months. They refinance this property. Now, at that point, the bank will go, yes, it is worth 100. They'll have their evidence and everything else worth 100. We'll lend you 75,000, they're paying me back, and they get to keep the difference back in their bank account, and they've got their property and they're up and running. Okay? So from my point of view, my money's pretty safe. If they default on their payments, I'm going to take the property that's worth 100, and when they go to refinance, as long as it refinances at 85,000, they'll have enough to pay me back. But it's likely to refinance around 100,000 value, which means they'll be able to borrow more, they're easily going to pay me back. So I'm very secure from those points of view. Okay, so I give them up to 8 months because you can apply it 6 months and it might take a couple of months to refinance. Okay, I want some other security in place though as well. So what's the other security? Well, the next thing is this person has put their own deposit in. You know, if they end up here, they've put in £21,500. Unless they go absolutely mad as a hatter, they're not going to want to default on that and leave this unpaid. They're not going to want to lose that money if you end up repossessing this property. So the fact that's happened from them, they've got skin in the game, because you can make loans to people where they don't put any of their own money in. But in this example, we're earning 8%, even though they've put in a big chunk of money themselves. Now, thirdly, I'll ask for a rental guarantee. What do I mean by a rental guarantee? Well, a rental guarantee is where they sign a piece of paper that goes to the letting agency. When people do it with the Insight Group, of course, we manage the properties for people on our Done For You service, so we let them out as well. But it goes to the letting agency and it basically says, if you collect any rent and this person over here who's provided the loan asks for the rent paying directly, you pay it to them directly. What it means is, if rent's being collected and this person stops paying your monthly payments, you can go straight to the letting agent and say, just pay me that back directly. Okay. The fourth piece, if you're doing it, you know, with an Insight Group client, is of course they have contingency. You may or may not have learned about our 6 C's as yet, but if there's contingency in place, it means they've got a few £1,000, £3,000, £4,000 in the bank as a backup plan anyway. So they're definitely going to be able to afford to make these monthly payments. Okay. Now some people say, well, why would the buyer do that? Well, the buyer would do it. The person here that's borrowing the money 8%, they're only paying this 8% for that 6 to 8 month period. So if that 6 to 8 month period might cost them, let's say, an extra $2,500 in payments because they're paying those extra loan payments back to you. Well, that extra $2,500, this is still an amazing deal. They're still getting a 15% discount on what the true value is. If it meets all our other C's and our other rules, it's still going to be an awesome rental property. So in this example, you'd still want to buy that. You wouldn't want to walk away for the sake of £2,500 of extra payments. So it's great for the person buying the house, and it's great for you making the loan. At the end of the 6 to 8 months, they pay you back. The new mortgage company take title on there, and off you go on your next steps. But you're earning 8%, where the banks would happily take 2.5%, secured, first charge, with a rental guarantee, with them having skin in the game, and knowing they've got contingency if you're doing it with the Insight Group. So now, you may not do it with the Insight Group. You may not lend money to clients of the Insight Group. That's not what this video is about. I want to open your mind and open your brain to the fact you can earn more money with the money that you've got. Okay? If I want to be financially free, ultimately financially free, and my goal is to have £1 million in the bank, and I can earn 1% a year return from that, 1% is £10,000 a year. So if I want £50,000 a year and I can only earn 1%, I now need £5 million. However, if I can learn the skill of earning 8%, the skill of what I call being my own bank, being able to raise money, being able to make my money work for me, if I can learn the skill of being able to earn 8% in this example, I'm on £80,000 a year. If your goal is to have £40,000 a year, you only actually need £500,000 in the bank. And now you're able to earn £40,000 a year by making loans like this. And I know people doing this, by the way. I know people who have retired, they had a lump of money in equity, they've taken it out, they're maybe paying the bank 2% interest on it, but they're lending out 8% and they're making a fortune. Okay. So this video isn't about financial advice, but it is about getting you to think differently. You want to get around wealthy people, you want to start talking about money. And if this has piqued your interest, by the way, this isn't what we do at the Insight Group. This isn't, you know, we're not people who make loans, etc. We're people that build truly successful portfolios for people. We take someone with a £200,000 investment, and within 12 years, they're earning £140,000 a year, every year, inflation-proof for the rest of their life. You know, game-changing amounts that are, you know, I mean, you can quit, retire, live off it. And this is based on modest projections of property price growth, you know, half the national average over a decade, for example. So if you'd like to know more, somewhere around this video there'll be a link you can click to say, hey, can I find out more about your Done For You service? In the meantime, I hope this video has really, really helped you. My name's Aaron Curry. Invest with knowledge, invest with confidence, create financial freedom. I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.